Hey, it is Ryan and Alex. Hello, and we are back, this time in an evening game of mission number 4, Cleanse and Burn. And this is a pretty large map, as you can see there. I apologize in advance for all of the lighting and the tripod and all of the video equipment here. It is rather dark in this room, and we've had to come up with some creative solutions for lighting.
This is all for you guys, really.
Okay. And also we found a new camera angle for you. So let me hook you into the mothership here.
We're going to call this the
there we go.
Captain's chair.
Perfect. So now, Alex, now that we see the entire board, why don't you explain to everybody what we're looking at here?
Basically what we're looking at is we're going to start you off with the 2 corridors where the Marines start off. It sections you off into 2 different teams. Okay. So and the focus is that you have 2 captains on the team, but you have actually, how can I say this? You've got and I can't remember their names, but you've got Hammer Guy, you've got the Sniper Guy, right, with the chain gun.
Yep.
Okay. We've got the sword wielding guy, and we got the flamethrower.
Okay.
So these 2 guys here, the sword and the hammer dude, are a very important part of the team. But what you actually need for this game, for the mission to win, is you either need a flamethrower or the cannon guy, and you need to actually go. The objective is to get to these 2 areas here, and I believe it's both.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe it is both. Where apparently there's a tech marine in both of these areas in these rooms, and all you need to do as the humans is to fire a shot of either a flamethrower or
2 minigun rounds.
Yeah, or is it 2? Okay, I thought it was 1. Into each room, and that is a game accomplished for the humans. All the Gene Stealers need to do to win is to kill both of those guys, or if I run out of ammo for those 2 guys.
Right.
So, which is kind of nice. So it's a little bit of a suicide thing going on here. Just kind of rush in, get the job done and out. It's kind of like the first game we played, where you had to fire that flamethrower into that one category. The corridor.
Suicide mission.
Yeah, yeah. So it kind of's got a little bit more of that feel to it. I've got a lot more guys. I've got 2 squads, and this time, as opposed to the last game, they're together. The only trick is that obviously there's clearly 2 long corridors that go down the whole map. And these areas are separated, and Ryan, I'll let you talk about your spawning points, because I think there's fewer spawning points as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many were in the last one? There's 6 here.
There's 8 in the last one.
Yeah, there's fewer in this map, but where they're positioned are kind of interesting. I'll let you talk about that.
Sure. All right. So right away, we see that his guys are positioned right here, and their objective is to move across the board. I have 2 Xenos spawn points here, and 2 here. I also have 1 on either side that allow me to access the mill, and then 2 on the far side. So right away, based on how this is set up, it looks like a typical first wave, second wave, third wave, almost like a defense at this point. I think that in terms of strategy, I'm definitely going to try and get guys in here immediately to start applying pressure. That seemed to work well last game, applying pressure early. And then concentrating less reserves towards the back 2 different spawn points to kind of create, just further roadblocks. A few things to note here. I'm just counting, number of doors basically. It's basically 1 extra door to come in through here versus coming out here. The good thing about, for me at least, this is a long corridor that he can shoot down and patrol pretty well. However, if we come down in here, it's a lot tighter corridors, and I can get, an alien from here all the way through and attack, and usually 1 turn, maybe 2. So that just, going on that, I think I'm going to try and concentrate most of my movement off of the main path, past this double corridor here, and then, kind of hammer them from both sides, and we'll go from there. Now, obviously, this time around it's going to be a bit more difficult because Alex now knows how the sledgehammer and the sword sergeants work in close combat, but it's all up to the dice. So we will start the game, and we'll get back to you as usual when something interesting happens. Alex has successfully moved his Marines up the corridor. I originally started placing 2 blips here, trying to bring them in, but as you can see, that Overwatch token made quick work of them.
Well, I did get my gun jammed, right?
Yes.
But you just couldn't make it right up to me. This has happened to you a couple times before as well.
Yeah, well, here's the big problem. So I spawn here, then I make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of movement. I'm still 2 away from him if he's standing in that hallway, which is something that I didn't account for when we first started. So now, there we are. Alex has off 2 blips. Both of his teams are moving up. That one's on Overwatch. This one has a flamethrower template, blocking the 2 spawn areas. So I have moved my blips to here and here to try and come around and get them as they're approaching that 6-door hallway.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So Alex, why don't you take a second and explain to us why you set these guys up in the order that you did, and we can start with this first row in front of me.
Well, Ryan, I wish I could offer you a mind-blowing tactic as to why I've done it this way. I really don't have something like incredible up my sleeves. I really the problem is that in the last game we were shown witness to the incredible power of this guy's hammer, right? Mm-hmm. This guy's ability with parry, whatever it's called, right?
Yeah, how you can make the aliens reroll their highest.
And in the last couple of games, the power of this guy's cannon. But now we're rushing it. So I'm having a difficult time. Like, do I put these guys back? Do I put them forward? Like, this is the issue because I need to get that flamethrower ahead of there too because I need his bullet to go into the rooms in order to be successful. But if he's up front, he can't really do much, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like the cannon, the guy with the
autocannon.
The autocannon, he's got a limited number of bullets. That's 20 bullets, which is actually not that bad. I'm not really worried about that. But you know, do I put him first or second, or it's like you know, that might be a fatal flaw right there, but he's got a great gun and he doesn't jam if he's on Overwatch, which is always nice. But this is a fast-paced moving game, and just kind of like the last one, it was like that, except in the last game, I had those 2 special guys back and they weren't doing anything. So this is the first time I've actually used these special characters full-fledged, like, let's get to this place as fast as we can and complete a mission objective.
Right.
Whereas before, they were just holding out in defensive and basically eliminated a spawning point for you in the last game, which was a big hindrance towards you, but you ended up getting the best of me in that game anyways,
well,
right?
Which you managed to do once again here.
Yeah. You know, but see, the problem I'm going to have is that I'm going to have an issue with your guys coming up behind me unless I leave 2 men behind, which
that's a good point. So do you leave 2 behind, or do you just muscle through and close the door behind you?
Yep. That's something I'm going to have to consider. But honestly, I don't really know that much. You know what? At the coming to the end of the game, I might be like, oh, that was a genius idea putting those 2 powerful guys up front and doing a bull rush with them. Or it might be the end of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, oh, it was a terrible idea. My cannon, my lead guy with the cannon got killed early, and it's now it's all up to the flamethrower, or vice versa. So again, I don't have anything particular. This is a big learning game for me. This is only like the 4th time I've ever played this game, so we're all learning
4
together.
is plenty. All right, so slight change of alien tactics here. So it's clear to me that these avenues are not as easily accessed as I originally thought they would be. This 4-section hallway plus the 2 to get up there is just a nightmare for movement. It basically takes 2 full turns to get up there. So I will try and press this if and when the opportunity approaches. If Alex has an Overwatch Marine, I'm not sure I'm going to do it because he's already expended his resources and dedicated basically 20% of each single squad to guard this hallway. And I feel like, that's enough because now I only have to deal with 80% of his force. So the threat of force on this would be fine. In here, this is where I see the kind of crunch and dice, slice and dice really working out here because of the very tight corners. So he can open 1 door. And then I have 1 door to open, 2, 3. I can be into him in 3 or 4 movement points with obviously anywhere between 2 to 3 attacks left, which is excellent. I think on my end of things, having the autocannon guy first, coming into such a tight corridor is a great opportunity for me to just kill him. Because his greatest strength is super long hallways like this. But I mean, really, what's he going to do? He's going to be in close combat in one square if he's on Overwatch, so he's going to get one lucky shot at my guy. And if he doesn't get him, I'm going to start clawing him apart. So my hope is to knock that out first. That would be awesome, because then Alex would just be down to the flamethrower, making this much more difficult.
And might I know what I just started coming to that realization, like, literally 10 minutes ago. So, haha, y'all learn, right?
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so we will get back to the game, and we'll update you as the strategy evolves.